My name's Kyle. I'm the technology librarian here at the library, and I do a number of try to do a class every month, depending on how busy I am and things. I also offer one-on-one tech assistance for people. If you need that, you can call the library and sign up. On Tuesday and Thursdays, I offer that service. But tonight, we are going to be looking at a couple of different options if you are interested in learning how to create your own simple holiday cards. What we'll be doing tonight. So on the website, on the page for this class, I've added a few links down here to a few of the different online services that offer this. There's not one that's specifically the best per se. A lot of times it's worth looking for the one that has the best deal or sale when you're looking to make some cards. Some of them have different templates. Like Nations Photo Lab has kind of more nostalgic or retro type of designs, but we'll look at these. The one that I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on regarding the process of how each of these different services help you create a holiday card. We're going to be doing that in Canva because the library has a subscription to Canva. There's also a free version where you can do this. So we'll be going through the steps. It doesn't take an incredibly long amount of time to go through the steps of creating a holiday card. If anyone has any specific questions or something that you're wanting to know about, feel free to, unmute yourself and ask. I'm happy to answer, questions as they arise. So what we'll do here first is look at some of the other sites besides Canva that you can use to do this. I'm going to leave this page on the website up for a while, so these links will remain here if you're interested in coming back and looking at some of these sites. So this first one that we'll look at is called Simply to Impress. These are sort of how a lot of the cards that you can make look. As you see, basically what these services do, they give you a place to be able to upload pictures, use pre-made templates, use pre-made graphics and things like that. And it makes it easy to basically, upload a picture of you and your family or whatever you might want, and then put text on it with, with other design elements. They'll have sales at different times. So for example, these are looking like most of these are the less expensive ones. You could make some, and then based on how many cards you get, they can be as low as 75 cents for each card, $1 a card, different things like that. That's if you go through the whole process and then have them print them and send them to you. So this one is the first link down here called Simply to Impress. It gets pretty good ratings with users in terms of ease of use and everything, but all of them, these are pretty similar. So the next one we'll look at here is called Mixbook Photo. So you can see they look sort of similar. There might be an option, a template that you like at one of them that the other ones don't have. These are real foil. So I guess with these, the shiny gold part that you can see there is actual real foil. That's a design feature that they definitely promote and advertise, because it basically makes it feel like a real, bought holiday card, which it is. It's not just printing with, inkjet printer or something like that. It does a number of different things here. You can also see, the number of photos for the template you might want. You can break it down to that. If you want a magnet, there's different magnet designs, or flat or side folded type of cards. Different sizes depending on the variables that you choose. Lots of different options here. Say I want a green one, you can break it down based on that. There's also styles, classic. And then all of the selections I made, ends up at this. So this would be the template that I would open up and, add my picture to. Pretty simple. This one is mixbookphoto.com. And like I said, right now, they'll say it's 50% off, but the original price is arbitrary. So, that's better, but you can keep an eye on different deals. Okay, so this next service website that offers this is Nations Photo Lab. Similar price, little bit different, some of the cards. This is a kind of cool one where you can have it on card stock, and then it's printed out and people can use it as an ornament, for another year kind of thing. That's kind of a cool thing that you can do with, with kids or something, and then have the year, and then, you can see how old they, in the future, see how old they looked in that year, or various things. Whenever you see these are sort of the template outlines. Let's see, that one's pricier. And then you personalize it. We'll go through this in Canva. But I know that Nations Photo Lab people tend to say that it has a little bit more old-fashioned or retro kind of designs. That's one thing they've tried to promote and market that they do. There's all kinds of cards, from the simple, like a postcard, to things that are in like stationary cards that are in envelopes, all kinds of stuff. And then also, of course, we're looking at holiday cards because it's timely right now. They have cards for all occasions, right? So you can see, bat mitzvah invitations, graduations, just anything. So what we're covering here is similar in terms of, the services they provide to any time of year if you want to create something like this. This is their Christmas photo cards, where you'd want to basically upload an image, and then they have lots of different fonts and different ways to lay out the text. This one's Nations Photo Lab. So here's another option that I included because there's a Staples. I know there's at least one in South Burlington. So they're actual brick and mortar stores that go along with Staples. So you can have these done if your store participates, which most of them do. You can either get them next day, or if you need to go, if you feel more comfortable going in and dealing with someone, they won't help you create the cards, but if it might be easier to talk to someone if you have issues and this kind of thing. So Staples does it as well. These are all different holiday cards. And then they have, of course, upload or create your own. The Staples app or software, you can I should say that too. If you use an iPad a lot, or any type of tablet or a smartphone, all of these services also have mobile, a tablet and smartphone apps that you can use to create these as well. I'm showing this based on the, on my desktop. So they'll be a little different, but they're similar. So for example, this is the price for the staples. So if you're getting them the next day, it's basically $1 a card. Comes with an envelope and the card that would go inside. Or you could go through and create cards and have them delivered from the printer that they use. And that's a little bit more. You can see they're $10 more for that and for that size. We're not going to create it in here. We will go on to the next one. Well, there's one other one. So that's Staples. That's down here. So we've looked at Simply to Impress, Mixbook, Nations Photo Lab, and Staples. The reason I show you these is some of them, they do different things. Well, they all do the same thing, but some, market themselves a little differently. Staples is one that does have brick and mortar stores that you could visit. And then it's nice to be able to have a few different, maybe one is easier to use for you than another one. Maybe you find a really good sale at one of the sites. And the last one, before we go on to Canva and create a quick card, is Paper Culture. Their thing is being a little bit more minimalist or a little bit more, I guess, modern would be the style. Lots of different formats here. Number of photos you want to include, the different sizes, all the various choices that you can make to whittle it down to a certain template that you might want to use. Okay. And we've been sending out making cards this way, my family, for quite a while. And it usually goes really well. Like I said, we usually have it. My wife or I will go on and, find the best deal that we can find on the day that we've put aside to make these and then knock them out. So we will go through the process here. Canva, if you haven't heard of it or haven't used it before, is a really good website. I mean, it's something that you used to would have called software, but it's not technically software, but it's a service website to help you create any kind of design. The library uses it. We have a pro account, but the free account is very useful. I used that with the website probably the first couple of years I worked here, and it worked pretty well. We just needed a lot more options. This is the thing that I create the banners that go up on the website, for example. You can make all kinds of things here. Let's see. So you can see here, like all these various Facebook posts and, various things. And it's really good because I can make a design, for example, like I made the banner for the website similar to this. And then I let Judy know, or I think she's sending out Facebook posts still. And so then a person can go in there and use the assets that I had created to create other size objects, with the same pictures and the same design that we've made. So it's really good for collaboration that way. Let's see here. Like here's a, for Rachel's Ghost Stories on a Winter's Night type of thing, adding pictures and doing all kinds of things to it. So, but what we're here for is the Christmas cards. So let me open that up. So Canva has an area that can help you create your own personalized Christmas cards. Canva also has, you know, a service that you can create your card and then have it printed and shipped to you, or you can download the cards that you've created and, you know, send the file or upload the card to a different service, or, you know, take the file in, or email the file to, you know, your a printing place if you prefer to have it done, you know, more locally. All kinds of options here. So on this one, I'm just going to start designing the card. So here, the first thing that it does is it opens up basically a canvas. This is a 7 by 5 inch card canvas. One important thing when you're using Canva is that to make things smaller and bigger is this little slider right here. And you can see the percentage that you want it to be. And you can also just choose a percentage. So that's 100%. So that's close to the size that the card would ultimately be. So I am going to upload a picture, not of my family, but of a nice generic stock photo of a family. And in order to do that, I would go over here. All your different choices to different things you can do are here on the left navigation. So elements are things like lines and shapes, graphics, stickers. You can see there's lots of photos here that you can use. I'll even put Christmas and see if there's one. We use these sometimes. See, that's as simple as that. You can just find something, and then if you click it, it'll place it on the canvas. All right, so that's like a bow. As simple as that on canvas. Get rid of that. All kinds of choices here, but we'll play around with some of that in a little bit. I'm going to upload a photo. Okay. So I would select uploads, upload files, and then I'm going to go look for, see, I don't know if that's it. Oh, that's the maker sphere. All right. Oh, here it is. It's on my desktop. So uploads, upload files. I find where it is. The picture that I want to use, I downloaded to the desktop, the Happy Family. You can upload JPEGs, which most photos you have will probably be in that form. TIFF files, which are the larger, more detailed files, PNG, all kinds. But I'm going to upload that one. I click on the picture I just uploaded, and it will place it on my canvas. So I'm not exactly sure how my layout's going to go, but I'll start with something like that. I can get text here, projects. I'm going to go back to design because I was on the templates for Christmas card designs. So you can see here, there's different ones. Let's see. Yeah, I needed to do that first. So for example, this is the template it's given me, right? So if I want to swap out this picture for the picture that I want of my family, all I have to do is drag it over and it'll pop right in place. Show that again. Here's the template that they gave me. I grab my picture and it pops right in that spot. So basically that is a pre-made area. Maybe I don't want my family going all the way, and being covered by the text. So I can either pull here, but as you can see, this is actually cropping into the photo. I want to resize the photo. So I'll click on the photo and get these little, handles to drag. And if I grab the corner and hold shift, right there. If I grab the corner, it'll make the whole picture scale up or down, resize itself, keeping the same resolution, the same resolution, so that it gets smaller, but the picture stays the same. So I could drag that around, all kinds of things. I could bleed it to the edge if I wanted by grabbing these handles. Lots of different things I could do. Maybe I don't really like that template all that much. I could also take the background out if I wanted. All kinds of things I can do. Now, anybody who's done much graphic design or creating of any kind, that you can maybe make a mistake that you didn't want. So, oh no, am I stuck with this? No. This is probably one of the most often used areas on the Canva interface, and that is back. So I'm going to undo a few of the things I just did and go back to sort of basically the original. You can always do that if you get stuck. Okay. If I make something that I like, say I like this, but I don't know if that's going to be the final one, I can go to File and change the name. Holiday card, and I'll just put one and save it. Okay. So now that's going to be saved as holiday card 1. And I can go in and make changes if I want, all kinds of things. I'm just going to open up another template here. This is still in Canva. Say you might not want necessarily, a picture, you want some other things, and maybe a folding card or something, or to put something on the back. There's lots of things like this that you can do. Maybe we'll do this. This is kind of, because it's round, but my picture is square. So how does that work, right? And all these are just elements. All these have been created. So if you ever use Canva to create things, so basically, for example, all these are the same piece. Basically what they did was probably had one of these and just copied and pasted it, moved it around. So I could, add to it, but we won't do that now. What I want to do is take this lovely card and put my picture in it. So I go back to uploads, because that's where my picture I uploaded is, and I'll drag it and pop it in there. It's a little bigger than the area. Oops. So I'll open my picture. And if I'm able to, it might not let me. Yeah, it won't let me size that down, but it'll probably let me make, oh, maybe not. Let's see here. So see, I can see here, that might not be the perfect one. I can slide it over though. So that might work. So you can see here, this is the minimum size that the picture can be, but I'm able to manipulate it by clicking inside here. I double click to get the picture here, and now I can manipulate. So if I do this and then click off of the canvas, that's how I was able to change that. Still don't love it that way. I don't think it's going to, it makes the whole thing bigger. So then I say, okay, maybe I don't love that one, but I'll save it just in case. holiday card 2. Save it. All right, so this one's a little bit different than the others. Nice big area to get our whole picture in here with some kind of, colorful things in here. So I'll just go once again back to my picture, drop it in there. And this one, because the dimensions of the original image are slightly different than the dimensions of mine, it cuts off the heads a little bit. But if I double click in here, it gives me a little area that I can move this around. So I'll put it down like that, then click off of the canvas. And that looks pretty nice. So that, that's nice kind of thing. Say I really like this card, but maybe I want a little bit more garland or the decoration. But this as the basic card, I really like. I could go to elements, which elements are things that you can add to the card. Lines and shapes, right? So basically this red thing, need to be able to get it though. That's that. Is basically a shape. Yeah, there. See, basically this is made from, they just added a line there to make it look a little nicer. We can drag these to make it longer. I'll put that back there. But that's a nice way. So for the website, I use that a lot. And I would use lines like that to create frames around things to give it a little framing. Maybe I can even say I like that red line. Maybe I want one on the top. Try that out. So I can copy and paste that red line. Put it up there. There's all kinds of things, but let me see the other kinds of decorations here. Maybe I'm not in love with those. So, right. All kinds of things. Say I like that, but I'd like to have it up the other way or sort of have it feel like it's pointing inward. So I can spin it like that. Right. There's all kinds of things you can do here. Make a little framing, all kinds of things, here, take that, can scale it down a little bit, spin it, and that's how you make things that can go in to these various areas. It's pretty intuitive if you kind of have an idea of what you're able to do. You can spin this around, scale it down a little. And this is basically how I build a lot of the graphics and things for the website. Right. So you can make your own based on a template. One of the nice things about the template, even if you're not going to necessarily use exactly what they have, all these are little pieces that have been added. This is a font, these are pieces that have been added by, and they've had somebody at Canva make all these different templates for people to make it a lot easier. Even if you're not going to necessarily use this exactly how they created it, sometimes it's nice to start with a template because then it's the right size. Things are laid out basically how you want them. If I wanted this a little smaller, I could size these things up. Now I'd have to change my lines and all this stuff. But these are kind of cool little, things that make it sort of feel like like it's in a picture book. The little corners that you put the picture in kind of thing. That's why that's there. Say if I was going to do this, I just grab this handle, make it smaller. So there's all kinds of various things you can do. I'm going to go back though. Okay. So then say I really love this. This is what I'm going to go. This is what I've been hoping for. I learned a lot creating it. Now let's move to the next. All of your different options are up here. You could share, like say you wanted to download this and just you were wanting to come here and create something that you were going to email out to people. You can go here, download the thing you just made right here. You know, you can do it without the background if you want, all kinds of things, and just download a PNG, a JPEG, a PDF, you know, a GIF, all kinds of things, and download that way. Or if you were wanting to have this printed and sent to you or anything, this print invitations comes up. This is the front of page 1, and the back right now has nothing. If I wanted to put stuff on the back, I would hit add a page right here. And now I will go, let's see. You could do something. This doesn't really match the front, but you could see how you could do something like this even. And if I swapped them and have like something like that on the front and then a picture on the back, there's all kinds of things you could do. Or if it's a folded card, right? I can select which one. So if I did it like this, I had that one on the front. So this one would put basically something, you know, the Merry Christmas on the front and then the picture on the back kind of thing. Or you could do it where it was folded. There's all kinds of options there. Different choices for types of paper. Finish, matte finish, gloss finish, uncoated. How many invitations? So this one's doing 50 invitations for $35. Then if you wanted envelopes, it's an extra 8. And then free delivery, that kind of thing. And then I would just go that way. So it's all right there. Easy to create. And if anybody has any questions or comments, please feel free to ask them. But there's, as you can see, there's lots of templates here. Let me go back to design. For example, this one is a multi-photo template with the 2 pages. So this would be on one side, this would be the other. So with this, you would, you know, upload and well, here's 5 different pictures. So you would upload the pictures and add them in that way. So if you're planning on doing areas that, you know, have different layout ratios, you know, you want a picture that meets it pretty well. For example, this picture doesn't really work super well with this layout. Now it does if you just want the 2 of them there. You could get that in there. So this is another thing you could do. Say you have a really awesome picture, but you don't want the whole picture in there. It's possible to do that. And you can just drop these pictures in. It's super easy to drop them in. Right. And so it's all right there. You just have a little bit of adjusting to do. All kinds of designs. That was the 2-pager template style, now bold. You can also reuse these fonts any of it. It's all just built out of pieces. And all these pieces should be in there, like all these little things were put in here. So say you weren't in love with this design fully, but there was an element that you just really, really loved. I could copy these and go in here and paste them on this one. You don't have to only be beholden, right, to the one template. If it's anything in Canva, you can copy and paste over in terms of these kind of elements and things. Also, if you really like the script, but you're wanting it maybe on different things, for example, all the different elements are modifiable. I like this, but maybe I don't like that color. So let me show you here. I select it. I go up here to background color. And maybe I, want a certain red or different things. Maybe I like that red, but not that exact color. I can come up here and go to this little area under document colors, and this will give me a slider to be able to manipulate the color. I can also go in and put in hex number, or I can go in and use this dropper. Say I really would love it to match, his shirt color. I can go in with this dropper and select any color here. So that's a really cool thing I use a lot. Like I said, if there's anything here, you should be able to manipulate it. If I was saying earlier, if you really like a font, you can click on that font, and up here it'll tell you you can change the color of the font. Anything you want to change, you can do it right there. This is the name of that font, Breathing. So I could go into another design, and I don't really love that one, but I did really love Breathing. Right? All kinds of things you could do. I'm going to go back to the gold type color that they had, because that one's pretty nice. Yeah. Designs are the templates, the overall template. These designs were based on Christmas card landscape. You can go Christmas card thank you cards. So you want to make nice thank you cards, all kinds of things. This is just a search bar. So I'm going to go actually, oops, I'm doing the wrong thing there. Christmas card. Portrait. So that'll give me some Christmas card templates with a little bit different layout. It's kind of cool, maybe you don't want a picture or whatever. Maybe you do. With this kind of thing, you could go this on one side, right? That on the other side. And then let me grab this and throw it in. I know I make this look faster than would be for some, but it's really nice. I mean, Canva, you used to have to pay a lot of money for a Photoshop or something to be able to do this kind of thing, not very long ago. Now, with Canva, it makes it so easy, and you can definitely have a very usable free version. So if you're using these kind of technologies and you want to make sure you can to center an image or text or anything, if you just grab it and drag it, these lines will tell you when you're in the middle, there and there. So basically that's saying that's the middle. So for example, this could be a front and back page card, could even, if they're really into deer, trick it out like that. I can go up here and flip the deer, then I'll copy it because I want to make sure it's the same size. Drag this one up, flip it back. There's all kinds of things in here. And it can be a lot of fun creating things using these various, so, flip, you can crop it, edit images, all kinds of things. Does anybody have any questions or specific comments that they'd like to bring up? And hopefully this is helpful for you. I recommend, if you ever have any need for a graphic design, graphic editor, Canva's a really wonderful one. You wouldn't possibly have all of the choices here with a free account, but like I said, you do have a lot of options. Also, I'll just show you here. Say you're someone who likes sending out email cards. They have all kinds of little GIF animated ones, which you could, or you send one of those to your grandkids or something, and they'll, think, wow, how'd you make that kind of thing? Word stickers, there's all kinds of things you can do. So it doesn't have to just be stagnant. Now, obviously, if you're printing out cards, having a little animation there wouldn't be of use. But like I said, you can download these as videos and things and share them as interactive. That's not truly interactive, but moving cards. Let's throw a bow on there. All kinds of things.
Thank you, Kyle. This was good.
Is this helpful?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Like I said, you can see how easy it is to play with things and move things around. So it can be a very creative outlet, and very useful. So okay. Well, thanks for joining in. Say you get on and you start using one of these and you run into issues and things, feel free to email me. My email's kyle@waterburypubliclibrary.com, and I can give a little advice if needed and things like that as well. So, like I said, I appreciate everyone's participation and happy holidays to everyone, and best of luck with your holiday card making.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Good night.